What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today, we're going to talk about one of the most broken things in the game. Before we dive in, I want to preface this by saying that this video is not for those who want to play good football. By good football, I mean the style of play that the majority of my audience on this channel enjoys. Playing attractive, build-up football with nice passing moves, just like what you're seeing right now. However, this video is going to focus on a segment of my audience that I've ignored for a long time. Let me emphasize this again. This video is for those who are sick and tired of losing. I'm talking about people who want to move up a division, but have been stuck in the same division for a long time. It's for those who are struggling in weekend league and want to secure an extra win or two, or even 3 in FIFA Champions. It's for those stuck in Division 4 who want to reach Division 3, or those in Division 3 aiming for Division 2, and so on. In this video, I'll be covering 4 key areas to help you improve. Tactics. Understanding how to adapt and change your tactics depending on the game. I'll show you how to tweak your approach to gain an edge. Countering popular formations. For example, I'll explain how to counter the 4-2-1-3 formation, which is currently one of the most popular and effective tactics in the game. Broken game mechanics. We'll focus on 2 specific mechanics, speed boost and Trivela shots. You don't encounter these if you're not in Division 1 or the Elite Division, but sometimes in Weekend League you will. I'll teach you how to master these mechanics. Mindset. Finally, we'll talk about the mental aspect of the game and how to maintain the right mindset to succeed. Over the last 30 days, there have been 13,000 of you who keep coming back as returning viewers but haven't subscribed yet. If you're enjoying the content and finding it helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you could help me and the channel out by hitting that subscribe button. Subscribing not only supports the channel, but also helps it grow so I can keep creating more content for you all. Thanks so much, and I'm grateful for your support. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The other day, while I was coaching a player who consistently gets 11 to 12 wins in FAT Champions and is in Division 1, he asked me a question that many players struggle with. What could possibly be the reason I just can't seem to get 15 to 0 or even reach 13 or 14 wins? I asked him a few questions to understand his approach, and one of the first things I asked was, how many formations and tactics do you have ready to use? He was surprised by the question and admitted that he only had one main formation and tactic. While it's okay to have a formation you're comfortable with, I explained to him that relying on just one setup is a major limitation, especially at higher levels of play. I told him he needed to have at least 3 to 4 formations and tactics ready to adapt to different opponents and situations. This is something I always emphasize. Adaptability is key. Whenever I'm playing a game, my approach is to analyze my opponent within the first 10 minutes. Here's how I break it down. Number 1, observe their ball retention. The first thing I look for is how easily my opponent loses possession. If they're giving the ball away frequently, it's a big giveaway that they're not a strong player. When I see this, I feel confident because I know I can dominate the game. However, if my opponent is retaining possession well and playing with composure, I immediately start to respect them more. This tells me they're a competent player and I need to be more strategic. Number 2, assess their defensive discipline. Next, I pay attention to how sound they are defensively. Are they someone who pulls defenders out of position easily? Or are they disciplined and organized? If I notice my opponent is constantly dragging defenders out of position, I know that while they might be good at attacking, they're likely a poor defender. This gives me a clear path to exploit their weaknesses. On the other hand, if they're defensively solid, I know I'll need to be patient and creative to break them down. Number 3, identify their formation. Finally, I look at their formation. This is something I should technically do first, but I often assess their play style before focusing on their setup. For example, If my opponent is using the 4-2-1-3, which is one of the most popular and effective formations in the game right now, I know I need to adjust my approach. In this case, I switched to a 4-5-1 to counter their setup. This was a tip I learned from a pro player in the community. Shout out to Julian, who explained that pro players often use the 4-5-1 to neutralize the 4-2-1-3. I've tried it myself, and I can confirm it works incredibly well. For me, I constantly switch between formations depending on the flow of the game. My go-to setups are the 4-5-1, the 4-4-2, second variation, and the 4-4-2 flat. Each formation serves a specific purpose. The 4-5-1 is my counter to the 4-2-1-3 and other narrow formations, and is great for maintaining balance and controlling the midfield. The 4-4-2 variations are great for more attacking and overwhelming the opponent. Now the flat is more attacking, while the defensive is my comfort formation. Having multiple formations and tactics ready allows me to adapt to any situation. If I'm struggling to break down my opponent, I can switch to a more attacking setup. If I'm leading and need to protect my advantage, I can switch to a more defensive formation. This flexibility is crucial for consistently performing at a high level. To the player I was coaching, I explained that while having one formation you're comfortable with is a good starting point, it's not enough to compete at the highest level. You need to be prepared for different play styles, formations, and scenarios. By having 3 to 4 formations and tactics ready, you can adapt to any opponent and increase your chances of winning those tight games. So, if you're someone who's stuck at a certain FUT Champions wins or struggling to climb divisions, take this advice to heart. Start experimenting with different formations and tactics, and don't be afraid to adapt mid-game. It might just be the breakthrough you need to reach that next level. I want to take a quick moment to talk about today's sponsor, Retro Academy. This is my personal academy designed to help you get better at FIFA. Let's be honest, we all love the game, but not everyone has the time to research all the little details that make a difference. Whether it's tactic videos like this one, learning how to defend, or understanding the meta, Retro Academy has you covered. Inside the academy, you'll find everything you need. Defending guides, game awareness tips, custom tactics explained by yours truly, and much more. It's a one-time purchase, and you'll have access to it forever. A major shout out to my students who have broken into Division 1 using the exact methods we're going to discuss in this video. Special mentions go to Karsip, who has been with me for 4 sessions and climbed from Division 4 to Division 1. Chris, who, after just a single session, cracked into Division 1 for the first time this year. If you want a tailored session that fits your specific needs and helps you achieve your goals, book a session today. You'll find the link in the pinned comment in the comment section. Additionally, I want to address something many of you have been asking about. My private Discord server. It's been closed for the past 2 months because I believe in higher quality over quantity when it comes to the community. However, due to the constant requests, I've decided to open it up for 1 week only, after which it will automatically close again, and the link to join will expire. That link will also be in the pinned comment. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the video. Now, let's talk about the juiciest part of the video, the broken game mechanics. This section is going to be super ratty. Honestly, when you're up against a really solid player who knows how to defend, doesn't pull his center backs out, and stays compact, this is going to be a game changer. It's the most efficient way to score, and lately, I've been getting addicted to it. The Speed Boost and the Trivela. Let me break it down before I teach you why these are so effective together. The best time to use a Speed Boost is when your opponent gets close to you, and the best time to use a Trivela is when your opponent gives you space. Think about it. The best way to stop a Speed Boost is to back off and not give your opponent space. And the best time to do a Trivela is when you have space. So when you master both, you become a nightmare to defend. Are they scared of the Speed Boost and back off? Boom. You pull up from deep with a Trivela. If they get too close, boom, speed boost into the space they leave behind. Let's start with the speed boost. To do it, hold L1 or LB on Xbox and point in the direction you want to go. Hold R2 or RT. That's it. But of course, it's not that simple. So let me tell you how to become unstoppable with it. First, your players need two play styles, quick step and rapid. Quick step determines how fast your player accelerates from 0 to top speed, and rapid helps them maintain that speed without slowing down. For me, I use R9, Vinicius Jr., Iñaki Williams, and Athena. Vinicius, Williams, and Athena all have quick step and rapid, but R9 doesn't, so I don't use the speed boost from long distances with him. I keep it closer to the box. Now, to master it, pay attention. You need to bait your opponent into committing to one side by holding L1. When you hold L1, you get into close control dribbling. This is where you read the defender, see where they've committed, and where the gap in their defense is. Once you spot the space, let go of L1. Immediately, hold R2 and push your left stick towards the open space. It's that simple. This move is insanely effective, especially against aggressive defenders. Personally, I love doing it between the fullbacks and center backs because that gap opens up the most. But the key is simplicity. Do it into whatever space opens up and commit to it. Now, let's dive deeper into the Trivela shot, which is arguably even more broken than the speed boost. While the speed boost requires timing, specific player attributes, and play styles like quick step and rapid, the Trivela shot can be performed with virtually any player on the field. Yes, you heard that right, any player. I've done it with Benjamin Mendy, who has around 50 shooting, and with Sakina, who has 70 shooting. The Trivela shot is a game changer, and once you master it, you'll become a constant threat to your opponents. Why the Trivela shot is broken? The Trivela shot is broken for several reasons. Unpredictable trajectory. The unique curve and dip of the Trivela make it extremely difficult for goalkeepers to save, even from outside the box. No player limitations. Unlike other mechanics, you don't need a player with high shooting stats or specific play styles to pull it off effectively. Versatility. It works in a variety of situations, whether you're cutting inside from the wing, receiving the ball in midfield, or even taking a shot from an awkward angle. How to perfect the Trivela shot. To make the Trivela shot work consistently, you need to focus on 3 key elements: direction, left stick aiming, power, and green timing. Let's break each of these down in detail. 1. Direction. Aim at the corner flag. This might sound counterintuitive, but when performing a Trivela shot, you're not aiming directly at the goal. Instead, you need to open your player's body and aim toward the corner flag. Here's why. The Trivela shot relies on the player using the outside of their foot to curve the ball. By aiming toward the corner flag, you're setting up the perfect angle for this curve. If you're using assisted shooting, the game will automatically adjust the trajectory toward the goal, so you don't need to worry about over-aiming. For example, if you're on the right side of the pitch, aim your left stick diagonally toward the bottom right corner flag. If you're on the left side, aim toward the bottom left corner flag. This setup ensures the ball curves beautifully into the far corner of the net. 2. Power. Use at least 3 bars. If your Trivelas are weak and easily saved, it's likely because you're not putting enough power into the shot. Here's the rule of thumb. Outside the box, always use 3 bars of power or slightly more. This ensures the shot has enough speed and dip to beat the goalkeeper. Inside the box, you can use slightly less power, around 2.5 bars, but 3 bars is still a safe bet. The Trivela shot is all about precision and power. If you underpower it, the ball won't have enough momentum to trouble the keeper. If you overpower it, you risk sending it over the bar. Practice in the practice arena to get a feel for the right amount of power. 3. Green timing, the secret sauce. Green timing is what takes your Trivela shot from good to unstoppable. Here's how to nail it. Use the part of your thumb with the bone, the fleshy part, to press the shoot button. This gives you better control and consistency compared to using the edge of your thumb. Time your shot so that the bar turns green. This ensures maximum accuracy and power. Green timing is especially important for Trivelas because it tightens the shot's trajectory and increases the chances of it dipping under the crossbar. If you're not timing your shots, you're leaving goals on the table. The Trivela shot is one of the most broken mechanics in the game, and it's accessible to everyone, regardless of the players you have in your squad. By focusing on direction, power, and green timing, and using assisted shooting, you can consistently score goals that leave your opponents stunned. So, head into the practice arena, start experimenting, and watch your gameplay reach new heights. Once you've mastered this, you'll wonder how you ever played without it. Like I mentioned earlier, for this week only, I'm going to reopen my private Discord server for you all to join. The link will be available in the description, but keep in mind, it will expire after 7 days from the time this video is posted. The reason I'm doing this is because I've cultivated a more mature and focused community on there, and I want to avoid the toxicity that often comes with having a massive server. On the Discord, you'll have the opportunity to ask questions about tactics, gameplay, or anything else you're struggling with. Learn from others in the community who are also working to improve. Interact with me directly and get personalized advice. If you haven't already, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with more content like this. And for those who want a deeper guide on mechanics like the Trivela shot and speed boost, consider becoming a member of the channel. As a member, you'll get access to exclusive content, including live sessions, where I coach students in real time. Thanks for watching, fam. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one.